Welcome to H.T. Waters Tarot. If you found this reading, it's not by accident. There are no accidents in this world. Synchronicity abounds, and looking for the signs and signals is part of becoming awakening to your soul purpose and your direction in life. The purpose of this reading is to give you some clarity about what next shifts are on your path and what is your soul beckoning you towards. When I first started my spiritual journey, that was one thing that I noticed was I could feel my spirit beckoning me in certain directions, whether it be where I lived, where my career should go, relationships, and moving through just triggers and traumas and doing shadow work in order to make myself in a space where I'm actually finding my authenticity and my soul's purpose. This is always a work in progress. To spirit, there is no time constraints. We are infinite energy, and all our job is on earth is to learn and expand our spirit, so spirit as a whole, the collective consciousness of humanity can also expand. And then the light comes through. I don't know if you can see that, but the light just came through and started to come forward onto this reading. So that said, I'm a true believer in not using your own resonance in anything and empowering yourself. So I believe that you follow your own guidance, but this is to help you on that path. It's not to replace it, it's to help you. That said, so let's get forward. Let's move forward with the three piles. If you can take a deep breath in. The first pile is, you can see, is a rose quartz. The second is a citrine, and the third is a clear natural quartz. So take a deep breath in, exhale out, 1, 2, 3, 4. In, exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, exhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Look at these three piles. Go to your heart space and see which resonates with you the most, and that is your pile. Hello, pile one. Welcome to your reading. If you picked the rose quartz egg, this is your reading. And the first card we have is the moon card. And this was really fascinating because in actual fact, the stone kind of matches the moon card. Places, cycles, and intuition. So this is a shift towards using your intuition, it sounds like. But let's get some clarifying cards. King of Swords, the Seven of Swords, the Queen of Wands, reversed, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Judgment, reversed. And one more card, which I didn't see initially, a Major Arcana, which is you can see that's the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, I think you can see all those cards, but I'll start with the King of Swords and the Seven of Swords. So instead of using your intuition, maybe you were always in your head. And I am a believer in using logic, sciences, all of those things, because I think they're very important. Those are tools on earth, so we can, when we're separated from spirit, and because we are on earth, that's part of the earth plane, and don't have that necessary internal guidance, we have to rely on our brains a lot. And logically, and not being misled is all part of that, but being careful that you're not completely misled. The Seven of Swords is about spying and deception, and moving through that, and not allowing that to take hold of you, and using the King of Swords to do that. and being practical about it with the Queen of Pentacles, which is a more passive. This is a forward-moving energy. This is more passive. And the Queen of Wands in reverse is also saying, hey, you've used a lot of logic in the past. The Queen of Wands, and you at the detriment of some of your creativity. And you're focused on the practical with your logic and such. And so turning the tide on that is important. And the Judgment card talks about stagnation when it's reversed, and that moving forward through that. And so your soul purpose and the shift that your soul is graduating you towards is all about intuition, which was what the moon is all about. Moving away from being stagnant and being stuck in your mind too much, and pulling forward through intuition to find that perfect fit for you on a spiritual level. And the Wheel of Fortune is a very nice fortunate card. It's about the ups and downs of, and feeling that idea that the life is about ups and downs. Things are about ups and downs. It's just like the cycle of the moon. Things go through phases. And there are intuitive readers on here that talk all about the moon and how you can use moon magic in order to move forward and manifest what you desire. But right now, that's what I'm seeing here, is that there is a movement towards the intuitive side of things. And there's been some stagnation, which the Judgment card talks to. And the Wheel of Fortune is encouraging you. And if you look at actually the King of Swords, it has the same circle. They're all the same circles here, right? Even in the Seven of Swords, there's circles. And let me just actually read from the Seven of Swords, because I think that's an important point here, and it has maybe something to do with blockages. It's what I'm being called to do. So the Seven of Swords is a card of that there's deception going on around you, that maybe your mind and what you're seeing, maybe your critical thinking needs to be retuned, and with some intuition. Don't fall for a false prophet, though. That's again what I'm just hearing that a lot here. Sometimes fear leads us down a path of false prophecy. I see it somewhat with people making future predictions, that sometimes their biases of what they hope for gets in the way of what is truly happening. So just use your logic, but don't go from a place of fear. And so the moon here, the moon card is a very intuitive card, and I believe fully in the moon. I put my crystals out in the moon because I believe in the power of the moon. But it is a card of phases, cycles, and intuition. The pale glowing moon is visible at different degrees through its monthly cycle. Even though its appearance changes, the moon is always present. Take solace in knowing nature is always there for you. The waxing and the waning of the moon reminds you that nothing is static and that change is both inevitable and healthy. You may not be able to see it all the time. The phases of the moon represent various energies of manifestation in the growth and retreat cycle of nature itself. Nothing is at a standstill, which is also what the Wheel of Fortune is about, right? Your fortune is good, and then it cycles downward, and then it comes up, and then it cycles downward. And so kind of going into the center to find balance, which you can get help with your logical and critical thinking, but be careful of deception. So it's moving you towards clarity. That's what I'm seeing. But through intuition and logic together, not just one or the other. And try to become creative again. Use the creativity in the Queen of Wands. because reversed it's saying that it's a bit stagnant right now, and that you have to be careful of delusions and illusions and move beyond it. And that way you can shift the wheel of fortune in your favor. But I am seeing creative endeavors potentially being part of where soul is drawing you towards. It's wanting you to go in that direction. So let's just get the rest of your cards, which are over here. So one of the Shaolin Master is all about being graceful in movement and action. So Asian philosophies and Asian ideas may be part of your background and what you're drawn towards. I actually visited a Shaolin master once, not a Shaolin master, but a Qigong master, and had some healing done, and the amazing energy, very, very, and that's what all about Shaolin masters is focusing on energy and using energy to move forward. And again, using your creativity is important here. And moving away from being confused. And that's part of the spiritual path. That's why people get confused, is that they feel empty inside because maybe they're missing out on some deeper level and things, and they're focusing too much in one area. And that might be creating some deception. I'd also look to those people around you to make sure there's not deception happening to you, but always from a loving standpoint. Don't get paranoid. I've noticed that sometimes people get paranoid in this, especially if they're drawn to tarot readings or spiritualness. Sometimes they get paranoid about certain things that they believe are out of their control, but it's not the case. You're always in control of everything. So that's what I'm getting. I'm just getting that deceptive, which was part of the Seven of Swords. So, which may lead you to confusion and dwelling on the past, because you're looking for that stability, but everything has changed. But you can master that energy. You can channel that energy. And a leg up, someone around you will be helping you with this clarity and helping with the confusion and shifting you towards mastering energy, mastering the cycles of the moon, in a sense. It's not that you master the cycles themselves, but you manifest within your environment and seeing how you can use your energy and environment to move your soul purpose forward. And March is one of the months that this is all happening, which is right now, for most of you. If you're at this reading in March, which is when I'm actually doing the reading. I just banged that. All right, and I just wanted to draw some tea leaves for you. I forgot to put them out. But these are kind of nice because I can just shuffle them around in a bag and ask for any clarifying pile upon any clarifying messages on what their soul is drawing them towards. A shift in their journey or awakening, a shift in their journey or awakening, a shift. Oh, there we go. Some fell out. So there's a lot of beware of great pride, beware of greed, and karma. You will reap what you sow. So one of the things that the deception card talks about in general is be careful of those around you who are only focused on trying to get ahead at everyone else's cost, which is part of pride, right? People who are too prideful and peacockish, making themselves very big, can be bad for you in your particular shift towards your soul purpose. But there's nothing like springtime to do all of that, because springtime is also about fruition and you're going to get some help. I would look up what Shaolin masters do, just to have an idea of their using energy. They use other people's energy or the energy around them to defend themselves. They're not aggressive necessarily unless attacked. They're the individuals that wait, but they use their energy in their environment to make moves and move their energy around. And that is because you will be playing a different role. New hats. So, and you get you will reap what you sow. So always come from a place of positive love and energy when you're making any moves, and using that energy to manifest, not being focused on the outcome, but manifesting within your group. So there's new roles coming forward for you. Someone will give you some help, and this is a springtime event. So if you're doing this right now, this is happening for you now. So there's no time like the present. Look to meditation and such to get to that point. Fascinating reading, actually. But from what I can tell, don't get stuck in the past. Look to the future. Change is constant, but that's a good thing. Don't be afraid. Well, reading 1, that was your reading. Thank you so much for joining me. And please like and subscribe, and we'll see you maybe again. Take care. Hi, reading 2. If you were drawn to the card, to reading 2, which was with the polished citrine, this will be your reading. The first card that you get is mint, and again, it's really interesting. The stone is matching the internal part of the mint. When this is about abundance, persistence, and proliferation. So what's happening right now is your soul is beckoning you towards a shift on your path. And this is the next shift, and they can be subtle or they can be more dramatic as far as practically, but sometimes they're just a shift within. This seems right now to be somewhat on a practical side, but let me read what mint means in the Green Witch's Oracle deck. And I need to remember to put the name of the decks in my description, which I will do underneath the timestamps. Mint. Abundance, persistence, proliferation. The mint card speaks of deep roots from grounding and a refusal to give in. The tenacity of the mint herb can be the despair of many a gardener, but its abundance can also be an encouraging omen. Life's obstacles can be frustrating, but mint reminds you that stubbornness can get you through. Yeah. Consider your current situation. Someone may be trying to uproot you or move you for something you're passionate about. Don't let them. Make your own decisions and don't let someone else steal your agency. Dig in and be strong. And just ask a question. Are there unfair limitations being imposed on you by someone or something? Interesting. So let's get into the tarot for this particular card. And that is the Knight of Swords, the Eight of Cups, reverse, Two of Pentacles. Yeah, I have more tarot cards in the other one reading too. It's interesting. Five of Wands, the Magician, which I will, as a major arcana, I like to usually put them in the center just because of the power there. And that's a very positive card. Nine of Wands. Okay. So immediately what I'm getting here is you need to remember and remind yourself that you are in control of all of this. The Magician is completely about a manifestation, and your ability to manifest is very important. Don't get discouraged. The Nine of Wands kind of speaks to waiting and being defensive on some levels, but moving forward. And again, this is the Nine of Wands, and the Five of Wands, which are actually both creative. When you see a lot of wands, it talks about creativity. So you know what's important, and creativity doesn't necessarily mean in the arts. It can be business, and I'm actually getting business vibe from this pile. The Nine of Wands and the Five of Wands are that there are some conflicts, and you're advised that waiting and slowing down and watching that. And the Eight of Cups reversed is walking away from something is important, and not remaining stagnant. And I get that a lot in these readings in general, that action in this case is part of the ability to make things happen, will help with the manifestation. And the Knight of Swords is about using your mind in order to cut to the truth. And the Two of Pentacles is that even though you're feeling those, I mean, these are all very positive cards. Even if you're seeing a little bit of the Nine of Wands where you're pausing, or the Eight of Cups, even reverse, which is a bit of a stagnant card, but asking you to move away from that stagnation. Your power is in the Magician, and all will be well. The Two of Pentacles is like you can juggle anything. You can do all that's needed in order to get your persistence and abundance. So continue forward. Don't listen to any naysayers, is what it's saying. Yeah, and set your sights higher, because maybe you've been limiting yourself, which is also part of what there's conflict around you. People saying, naysayers, people saying things that you don't have to agree with. Remember that. You don't. That's what the Stargazer is about, is expanding your horizons, looking, set your sights higher. It's really important to be beyond your normal. And I'm going to actually read from this oracle. That's the Angels and Ancestors, Stargazers. Stargazer. Okay. Go beyond your limitations and believe that the impossible is possible. Yeah, so don't just continue what you're doing. Do you ever remember wishing on a star when you were a child, and your innocence believing that your wish could come true? The Stargazer connects with the energy of cosmos and reminds you that you have the ability to draw in support from the universe. His cloak with the sparkles and lights shows that you are closer to the energy of the universe than you think. You don't have to go out looking for it. It's already there. So look beyond where you are and create even bigger dreams, visions, and goals, because with the power and help of the cosmos, those wishes can come true. So what you're that your soul is trying to push you towards is trust in the cosmos, trust in the spiritual, trust in those things. Ask for help, and you ask and you will receive. Ask on a spiritual level. Set your sights higher. So yeah, and that may require you to leave some ideas behind. I'm not getting people, I'm just getting ideas behind. You're going to have to leave some ideas behind about what you believe is appropriate. Maybe you come from a strongly religious background that keeps you guarded about thinking about the cosmos and what it might lead you to and how it might work towards helping you. So let go of those limiting ideas and don't listen to naysayers. Don't listen to people outside of yourselves. Not for you. So the fortune cookie. So even though there's something in your past or something that might not be right for you, it doesn't mean that that should not be what makes you guarded. That's what I'm getting. If you have had disappointments in the past, that's normal. And so people may be pointing to that, oh, you did that and you didn't succeed. It doesn't matter. You can still persist and get from you. Some things aren't for you, and that's okay. There's some glory in failure, right? And learn from it and move on, but continue to be persistent in whatever you're doing now. So what I'm getting is this is all past stuff. This is not for you, is past. Whatever that disappointment, that failure. That particular endeavor wasn't for you, but it was all part of your learning process, which is important. Leave that behind. Ghost it. Leave it behind and drop your guard a bit and move forward. And to that end, I'm going to get some tea leaves and we'll look at timing in a minute. Shift in on the spiritual path we come to. Need to know. Use your intuition to make beneficial changes. Yeah, somebody's behaving stupidly. Great passion. Slowly but surely getting ahead. Yeah. So there's something that you are pursuing right now that you enjoy. Get back to that enjoyment. And slowly but surely you'll get where you want. And try to ignore the people, the turkeys, the people that aren't being right. Try to ignore them. Use your intuition to make beneficial changes. So it's all part of that creative process that I was talking about, even though you come across things that seem to be stopping you. The Two of Pentacles underneath is pointing that you can juggle those and you can continue to have your ship sail. You can continue to be a master of your domain. You can continue to be the magician, right? You're taking that intuition from ahead, which is what this is, right? That passion, intuition, using spirit and using that in a positive way and not being afraid of doing that in an untraditional way. The magician is untraditional. It's about leaving the stoicism or the heavy-handedness behind and moving and juggling your desires together. And all of that, look to the summertime for this certain steps to be shown and revealed to you that are showing you success. And that is what your soul is driving you towards, is continuing on this path that you're doing, slow and steady. But you will get what you want in the end, which is a fulfillment. And summertime is when it might all come to fruition. This summer. So pile 2, that was your reading. Thank you so much for joining me. And please like and subscribe, and we'll see you potentially in your next reading. So pile 3, this is your reading. If you came to this reading with the clear quartz, there you go. And we're going to be talking about what your soul is calling you towards, and what shift is asking you to move forward. Very important soul work, and I'm very, very conscious of feeding the soul in order to navigate the world around you. So this is that question, potion. And I got 2 of these oracle cards, which is the Green Witch's Oracle and Winter, an ending, recharging, reflection. Okay. Very interesting. So invigorate, empower, and leaving behind. All of the readings had a bit of that today. But let's look at potion and talk a little bit about potion. Invigoration, empowerment, and this is the Green Witch's Oracle deck. The potion card tells you that a small infusion of intention, even just a drop, can invigorate you and get you back on track if you're feeling out of control. Any act done with intention can stimulate forward momentum. Yeah, action. What energizes you on a daily basis? So try to find that, because it sounds to me that you're in a position where you're feeling a bit down, that you're seeing an ending and you have to take some time to reflect on that ending, which is fine, but don't wallow too much about it, and find something in your daily life that invigorates you. For example, let's see some other clarifying cards about this. Oh yeah, now I remember Ace of Swords, the Chariot, Ten of Wands. Yes, the Ten of Wands is that ending, that feeling overburdened card. But there's strength, which you can get, and the Eight of Pentacles, get back to business. So the Eight of Swords is all about business, new beginnings, in the sense of a new plan maybe that you have. Maybe that's what you need to focus on because you've been feeling stagnated and overburdened. And the pathway you're taking is to find that balance between what you're feeling, but you have the strength to do that. The balance meaning that whatever has made you feel stagnated or those endings, you have to move forward by looking to see if you can find inspiration with the mind. Something will come to you which will develop into working towards something, which will invigorate you and will get you out of this winter, this reflection time, and move you towards what you need to get to. And the Chariot is all about that, is moving forward, and strength in that. You get great strength in that. And you will find strength to overcome everything. So let me get a couple more cards about oracle cards. Shapeshifter, drum. I don't know if you just heard that. That sounded like some thunder, which is really cool. This card is actually all about shamanic journeys and shape-shifting and transforming in order to unveil your gifts. So your spiritual journey is about looking to your dreams and shape-shifting within those dreams to find those answers. So connect to animals or nature and the shamanic journey in general with the drums. Maybe listen to drums at night and ask for some guidance before you go to bed, and you will get some answers. Yeah, get away. Run away in the sunset, begin an adventure, go on a vacation. So again, think of something that's inspiring you. It could be a trip, which will lead you away from that stagnation and feeling of lack of invigoration that you need. You need to be infused with some invigoration and imagine. So that goes back to the Ace of Swords. Imagine what you can accomplish, whether it be a trip or something else that's driving you towards using the Chariot, controlling and balancing the Chariot and where it's going and moving forward, and using the Eight of Pentacles as a way to work towards something that you want to do. And it's interesting. I'm getting imagination as imagine what you can do to move towards something bigger than where you're at. And as I said, get away. Maybe a vacation is what you need to get that invigoration. Maybe your soul is asking you to go somewhere. If you've got intuitive hits about where you should go, that's big. So listen to that. And as I said, in your dream state, ask for knowledge through your shape-shifting. Maybe you dream of being an eagle before, and your eagle will take you somewhere, and you'll see a country, and you'll know, oh, that's where I should go, or a state, or a city, or wherever you live in the world. It will take you somewhere where you need to go, and in that, and then synchronicity will start to take shape, and more invigoration will come. Yeah, rushing in, go for it. That's what it's saying. You don't need to wait any longer. These are action cards. Move it. This is a timing card about going forward. Looks like my dog. So just a few tea leaves to see what they have to say about your situation. Just a couple of clarities about where you're going, what your soul is asking you to shift towards. I think this is just, yeah, very practical move. Danger, especially in money matters. That's interesting. I don't know why that warning's there. Maybe be careful about where you're going. Money or property through an inheritance, winning or windfall. Okay, so basically it's saying, be careful. You're going to probably come into potentially some money, and you want to be careful that you don't just, you know, you sort of don't just let it go. You know, don't easy come, easy go kind of attitude. In this case, you want to make sure that you're working with your powers. If you're going to go on a trip, make sure you research your trip. That's just a caution. It'll inspire you, but don't be taken advantage of, right? Yeah, see, a journey, either physical or mental. So there's a journey involved. I'm getting a journey. And there may be a woman there that will go with you on that journey, but just be careful with your money. Maybe don't let someone borrow money from you. Sometimes that can ruin relationships and friendships if you're going on a trip with someone, or set out very strong parameters before you go about what you're going to do. But I definitely get your right now the shift is towards travel, using either in your dream state or physically actually travel, and using that to inspire you on your journey, your spiritual journey. That's the message, which is a great message, really. So I hope that helps. That was your reading, Pile 3. That came to getting a message about where you're going, or where you're shifting, and what your soul is trying to move you towards. Trusting your dream state, going into those dream states, taking a trip, seeing things, imagination, seeing things from a different perspective. That's all your messages. Take care.